The Premier League kicks off today, and I'm going to be doing my Premier League predictions from first place down to 20th. So starting off, I'm going to say Burnley gets relegated. They come last, dead last. Then Leeds, then Wolves. So the reason being, like this happens the past 3 years, where the teams that have stayed up have just got came down straight away. But I'm doing a bold shout and saying that Wolves get relegated. I just don't think they have enough. They've sold all their good players. There's Cunha away to Man United, and that's just a huge loss. And the goals, they're just not. Just don't see them being able to stay up. Now that's a pretty bold prediction considering the past 3 years. That's been not the case. Teams that have came up went down straight away. But that's going to be my pretty bold prediction. In 17th to 15th, I have Sunderland in 17th, just about managing to stay up. The reason being, Xhaka, that experience that they've brought in is unmatched. Like the fact that they were able to sign a player with his pedigree is insane. Like he's played for Arsenal, he's been captain at Arsenal. He moved across and won some leagues. He is a great fucking signing, and I see Sunderland doing really well because of Xhaka. And yeah, I just see them just being able to have just enough. Now, this is a big drop off for 16th place. I'm putting Bradford. The reason being, is because you look at it in Mbamu and Wissa, they're both, well, I think Wissa's already away, debatably, but Abumbo, or we call him, he's away and all. So that's literally like 75% of their goals away. Now, don't be wrong, they're really good at the way they delegate players, the way they bring players in and move players on. They normally have always got something to cover and make sure they do stay up and make sure they've stayed in the Premier League, which they have done repeatedly. But I just feel like they're just about edging, just about staying in the Premier League this time around by selling that good of players. But again, it's Bradford. There's a chance they could get relegated, to be honest. But it's Bradford again. They delegate really well and they do bring players in and know when to sell them. So that's a bit of a controversial one, but that's 16th place. 15th place, I'm going with West Ham. The reason being, this is really low for them considering they have the likes of Jared Bowen and they have a pretty good quality player still playing for them. So it's a bit of a rogue shout, but I just don't feel like they're a great team at the minute. Again, I'm pretty sure David Moyes isn't even their manager anymore. I think they sacked him and he's Everton's manager now. So I just don't see them being able to, withdraw of what they done last year. I just feel them getting worse. Next up, in 14th place, I have Fulham. Now, Fulham are a great team. Like, they're young, talented players. They have a few good loan players there from Arsenal, like Smith Rowe still there. And they are talented, and I could get this humongously wrong. 14th place, but that's where I'm going to go off. 13th place, we've got Brighton. Now, Brighton have always been good at attracting players and, getting players for cheap and being able to sell them really high. Like, look at the Kensezo, whatever his name is, the CDM for Chelsea. Like, he went for 100 million odds. And then there's a midfielder there, I forget his name, talks of him going to Manchester United, which would be a fucking unbelievable signing for United because they need a midfielder that can do the dirty work and get about. Because I feel like Man United's missing that balance. But with that being said, Brighton are just one of them teams that, have that Premier League experience, know when to push players on, know how to make money, and they're really well run club. But I put them 13th. And the reason being, in 12th, I have Everton. Now, Jack Grealish is some signing. Like, I love watching him play. Has he still got it? That is, still left to be determined. But he is quality. Once he gets his balls feet, he will get them free kicks. And Everton are actually quite good at free kicks. Now, what you'll come to find is they didn't score that many goals last year defensively, but their record was insane. The likes of Pickford being able to gel with Jack Grealish, the likes of that centre-back, the English centre-back, I forget his name. He can link with Grealish. They have McNeil in there. They have Calvert-Lewin. If Jack Grealish can, play in that sort of creative position instead of being dragged out to the wing like Pep made him do, he can drift into the middle and supply them goals and supply them assists like he can. I think they're going to be brilliant this year, to be honest. I would actually maybe expect them. Don't be afraid to say that they wouldn't actually finish higher. Next, I have Nottingham Forest. Now, it's a bit of a drop off for them. Now, they haven't actually signed too many players, but they also haven't lost too many. In saying that, they did lose Elanga, and Elanga was a quality player. Like, the goals and stats last year were quite literally phenomenal from a player like himself. I think he got the most. I can't remember the exact stats, but that's a big game player for them to lose. But again, I just don't feel like Chris Wood will be able to score them goals like he was without Elanga, and just in general, I thought he lived up really well last year. I don't think he's going to be able to live up to that potential this year. But they have a strong team and they know how, and I wouldn't be surprised if they actually finish the higher. Now, Crystal Palace is the controversial one. I put them in 10th. A lot of people writing them off this year because the players they are losing. But I watched them in the Liverpool game and they set up unbelievable. I know there's talks of Eze going to Arsenal, going to Spurs, going to these teams. If they can keep him, they're going to be a threat to be reckoned with, because going forward, they look unbelievable. Him and Mateta up top worked really well against Liverpool. But if he does go, I don't see it being the biggest deal in the whole world. I feel like they can recoup a different player to get in there, because if you look at their midfield, it's quite well run. They have McCarthy in there, is fucking phenomenal. I would actually sign him if I was like United or something, just for a cheaper option than that Brighton player. And they have that Gahey in centre back, and there's talks of him moving, but going off what I've seen so far, it doesn't look like he's going anywhere. So they're a really good team, and they're just after winning or getting a place in the Europa League, which now is moved down to the Conference League. But they've got that momentum behind them. They just beat Liverpool in that there cup, and I really rate them highly. And yeah, I'm going to put them 10th. 9th, Spurs. They have got some unbelievable signings there. That midfielder in particularly, they signed there recently from who did they sign him from? I can't remember where he signed us from. I can't even remember his name at the top of my head. But he is incredible signing for them. He will do the dirty work. He'll get in and about, and that's what they need. Richarlison looked very, very good against PSG, which is surprising. But the signings they've brought in Spurs, I feel like have been incredible. And the fact that they might get Eze too, that will set them apart. And they need them signings, to be honest. Their team wasn't great. And Ange plays a whole line. And he's out. And this new manager they've brought in, he seems to know how. He's Premier League proven. The Brentford manager, he's Premier League proven. He knows how to win games, and I feel like they'll be able to see out a lot of games with that defense. The defense is quite good. Like Romero, is quality. They get Van der Ven. Like if they can keep these players fit across the whole season, and Madison, if he can come back in, they could be a force to be reckoned with. And 9th place is pretty cheeky, to be honest. I feel like they could play. I feel like they could get up higher too. So bit of a controversial one there. Newcastle in 8th. Now another controversial one, because Isak is to be able to go into Liverpool, X, Y, and Z. Now 8th is quite low for them, to be honest, considering they finished quite high last season. But I just feel like that Isak thing is just a big distraction for them. They just find Ramsey there. So me putting them 8th is a really bold shout, to be honest. But I feel like they're needing that centre back. They're needing that midfielder. The midfield is incredible. They're needing that defence, and they're needing that going forward. They need players. I feel like they need more backup too. It just, see with them's been in the Champions League, that's going to be a big hindrance to them. Player depth squad isn't great. Now they've got some players in there, like a new centre back, the young kid there came in, and Ramsey from Aston Villa. All great signings, but I still feel like they're still light, and if any injury to come up like last time they're in Champions League, it's not going to look well for them. So I'm putting them 8th. Man United, I'm putting 7th. Their player pool is well and truly still there. Like the players they've brought in is incredible. And the main thing what I have thought they've done really well in, they've brought in Premier League proven players. Like they've been bringing Hoyland in, they bring these players from different countries who's never played in the Premier League before. Whereas now they brought Mbrabu and who else did they bring in there? Sesko, who's not Premier League, but they brought 2 Premier League proven players in there, which is Mbabu and Cunha. Quality players. Look at their stats. The goals combined, them two together, is like something 30 plus, and that was something United struggled with, was get the ball in the back of the net. With Bruno being able to actually play balls into them types of players and Sesko in the middle, they should score a hell of a lot of goals. With that being said, though, I feel like they're light in the midfield. They need someone who can get about. I know Fernandes can't do that, but I think they need someone else just to find that balance, because there's 2 similar players there. And now they're playing 5 at the back, which is a complete new system for Man United Football Club compared to what they were playing. It'll be very interesting. Now, United can be flops. They've Onana still too. They've gaps in that centre-back position too. And I feel like they'll struggle, but they'll do way better than they've done previously. 7's a pretty bold shout. They could get actually higher, to be honest, but that's where I'm going to put them. Bournemouth is a rogue shout, 6th place. Now this is going to be my Bowie team. This is the team I'm, chancing my arm here. I just think Bournemouth are a quality team. The signings they've put in this season too, and they play pretty consistent. They haven't signed too many players either. I just really rate Bournemouth really highly, to be honest. I can just see them, doing well, especially defensively. It's hard to get a result against Liverpool. Coming up here today, I feel like Liverpool will struggle to get a result out of them. But it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. No, now it's a Bowie team. You're going to laugh at me when I say that. But Aston Villa, I'm putting 5th. Crazy because their talks of Ollie Watkins going. They seem to have upset the camp. But if you look at their overall team, they haven't changed much players. I know they lost Ramsey, which was another big miss. They do need to sign new signings. But overall, they haven't changed much. And I feel like at the start of the season, they'll be able to do quite well due to not signing too many players. There's no interruptions within the squad. 5th is really high for them. So again, I'm kind of regretting my decision there. In fact, 5th is very high for them. But look, I'm going to stay with it for now. Chelsea, I'm putting in 4th place now. Chelsea have the potential to fucking win the league. The reason why I'm saying this here is because you look at their players. See, in the next 5 years, they're near enough, in my opinion, they're guaranteed to win a Premier League title. Just going off how young them players are, when they get a Premier League more experience, they're going to be flying. Like, you've seen them in, I know it was a cup competition, but against Real Madrid, they were unbelievable. What I feel like they're missing is a goalkeeper. If I was them, Donnarumma, get him in, and a centre back. They're two or three signings away from being the best team in the Premier League, debatably. Again, I would get Donnarumma in there and look for a centre back. 2nd place, drum roll please, or 3rd place, sorry, drum roll please. I'm going with Liverpool. Yes, you know what it is. Yes, I'm going with Liverpool. The reason why I'm going with Liverpool, I think they're the best team in the league, and to be honest, they're highly likely going to win the league. Debatably, the reason why I'm putting 3rd is because there's so many different personalities all joining at once, all needing time to gel. Also, Van Dijk looked very poor, I thought, in that game against Crystal Palace. Maybe it's rusty, and Salah, will he be able to maintain his standards? Now, the past 5 years he has, so I'm not saying he won't. But I just feel like players are starting to get older. And Isak, if they sign him, I will change my mind and I will put Liverpool first. And I will redo that. I will change my mind, put Liverpool first if Isak does join. But I feel like they've got a lot of coverage in the striker options midfield. A wee bit late in the striker position, but centre back, I feel like if any centre backs get injured, they will be struggling. And also, I feel like them attackers the left back and right back go way forward. And against a team that who are counter attacking like Chelsea, I think they actually might struggle quite a lot. Next up, we have 2nd place City. Now, City is debatably one of the best teams in the league. They've got quite a lot of loose signings there, and the reason why I put them high as well, Pep Guardiola just always finds a way. Erling Haaland, you can't go wrong. He will get you 20 plus goals minimum. The Foden in there, and if players come back from injury, Rodri's debatably injured here. He's had a wee niggle, so if he can get injured, then there's a high chance they may not come second at all. He's a key player, but Pep has the know-how. I'm going to put him in 2nd for now. With that being said, if Liverpool get Isak, I'm putting Liverpool to 1st. But that means Arsenal, I'm putting as winning the league. The reason being, and I don't think Goretzka, or no, how do you call it, Arsenal new striker? You know what I'm on about. I don't feel like I don't think that he'll flop. I think he'll be quite good. But I don't feel like he'll be as good as what people think he will be. But I think he'll score quite a lot of goals. With him switching with Havertz, one game on, one game off. Maybe if you're going to pay that much money and he's on goal scoring for him, the Arsenal striker, the new one, he will rip up. And to be honest, I don't know a lot about him. I don't actually know a lot about him, but I feel like just watching the goal he scored there recently, I was impressed. Then again, he was playing in 10 leagues below the best leagues in the world, but he was scoring goals and goals and goals. So if he can find form, Arsenal win the league. I think he'll get 20 plus goals no matter what anyway, which is a big contribution to Arsenal. Saka is a bullshit. I think Saka's going to get the most assist record in the Premier League has ever seen in a season. Bold shoot. The fact that Gugares, you call him. The fact that the fact that De Bruyne couldn't do it for Aguero and stuff, I've just got a feeling that Saka is going to live up to that potential and get the most assists this year. We're switching between Havertz because the fact that he can win aerial duels, but the fact that they have an alternative option like Goretzka, I think he's going to thrive. Like, I don't think he's going. I feel like he'll find it hard initially, but he's 20 plus goals, I think, guaranteed. And this Arsenal side is a force to be reckoned with. That new signing in the midfield they got, he's incredible too. The back line's quite well set up, well drilled, and the Manwaki shout, I think, is actually, I know he's quite a lot of money, but the directness he has going to players like Saka would be direct, he has the chance to change the game. And I feel like with the competition he has, like Martinelli there, Trossard, he has a bit of competition, and I think he'll live up to that hype. I think he's great guy coming off the bench. I was watching highlights in Chelsea. I watched him pre-season, and he does look quite athletic and quite well for a bench player. Come off the bench, and he can find form. He could start. If they get Eze, Jesus, that'll be day and night. But yes, I think Arsenal win the league. Top goal scorer in the Premier League. Who do I think is going to get it? I think Erling Haaland gets top goal scorer in the Premier League. I think Bukayo Saka gets top assist. My most bold shout here would be Bournemouth finishing 6th place. Crazy. That's my bold prediction. And first manager to get sacked in the Premier League, I think it will be... think, to be honest, I'm not too sure. I actually don't know who it will be. But look, that's my Premier League predictions. Let me know in the comments where you think I went wrong. What was the most bold shout? What was you think I done well? And I'm going to break down the whole game week 1 on my predictions stats. And I'm going to do a few bold shouts on what I think is going to happen. But that's been my Premier League prediction, guys. Like, comment, share, subscribe. This is literally one of my first ever videos, and I genuinely would appreciate it. It would mean the world. Hope you have the best day possible, and all the best.